When was the last time you looked in the mirror and truly recognized the person staring back at you? Not just the reflection, not just the outer shell, but the you behind the eyes, the one carrying silent battles, the one with dreams buried under distractions, the one who knows they were meant for more, but somehow, somewhere along the way started drifting. Life moves fast. One missed opportunity turns into a pattern. One delay becomes a habit. Days blur. Weeks vanish. And then you find yourself stuck in a cycle that feels impossible to break. Stuck in a version of life that feels too small for the fire burning inside you. But here's something no one tells you. Rock bottom doesn't always look like darkness. Sometimes it looks like comfort, like routines that numb you, like scrolling endlessly, knowing there's something better you should be doing, but never quite getting up to do it. It looks like smiling when you're breaking inside, like living but not feeling alive, that quiet ache in your chest, that restless feeling at night when the world goes silent. That's not anxiety, that's your potential knocking. That's the future version of you, the strong one, the focused one, the one who knows what they're capable of, trying to wake you up, because deep down you know this can't be it. You weren't born just to survive the week, to live for weekends, to keep saying someday while the clock keeps ticking. You weren't meant to stay overwhelmed, disorganized, and disconnected from the person you were meant to be. There's something inside you that wants to rise, something that's had enough of waiting, enough of wasting time, enough of pretending that things are fine when they're not. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another routine you won't follow. What you need is a moment, this moment, to stop and say, no more. No more excuses, no more numbing, no more playing small. Because here's the truth. Your life doesn't need a complete overhaul. It needs alignment, realignment. One small decision at a time. One honest look in the mirror. One day, today, where you decide that this time things will be different. Not because the world is changing, but because you are. You see, order isn't about perfection. It's not about color-coded calendars or flawless routines. It's about peace, focus, power. It's about waking up with purpose, not panic, going to bed proud, not guilty. And most of all, it's about reclaiming your identity, remembering who you are when the noise fades. If your life feels out of control, it's not because you're weak. It's because you've been trying to juggle chaos while carrying unresolved pain, unspoken fears, and dreams you've convinced yourself are too far gone. But you're not too far gone. You're right on time. You're one choice away from turning everything around, one strategy, one shift in focus, one brave decision to stop being a prisoner of your past and start becoming the architect of your future. And that's what you're going to get here. Not fluff, not theory, but real, practical, powerful strategies to pull yourself out of the fog and build a life that feels right in your soul. A life that reflects your values, your vision, your voice. But it starts with this belief. Not the loud kind, not the one you post online, the quiet kind, the kind that says, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I will be. The kind that whispers in your chest, I still have time. I still have fight left in me. I'm not done. Because you're not. You are not the mistakes you made. You are not the mess you're in. You are not the chaos around you. You are potential. You are power. You are becoming. And if you stay with this message, if you commit to listening, learning, and acting, you'll walk away with more than 10 strategies. You'll walk away with clarity, with control, with confidence in the fact that you're no longer sitting on the sidelines of your own life. You'll walk away knowing exactly what to do today to shift everything, not because someone told you to, but because you finally chose to. And that changes everything. Now, let's focus on the most important thing you can do right now. Clear the mental clutter. You've probably spent too much time thinking about everything at once, juggling a million things that never seem to end. But here's the secret. Your brain wasn't built to handle all of it. It wasn't designed to carry a mountain of worries, regrets, and doubts. And every time you try, it wears you down, bit by bit. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that's your mind's way of saying, it needs space. And right now, you have to give it the room to breathe. So let's start simple. Write it down, everything. the worries, the to-dos, the dreams you're putting off, the fears that keep you up at night. When it's all trapped in your head, it feels impossible. But the moment you get it out on paper, it starts to lose its power. Suddenly, it's not this huge, insurmountable pile. It's a list. And lists are meant to be tackled, item by item. When you empty your mind, you create a space for something new. You create clarity. That clutter is no longer controlling you, you're controlling it. You're taking back the power that you've been letting slip away every day. You choose the thoughts that stay, and you choose the ones that go. And now, with that space cleared, it's time to decide what you want, not what you fear. Because here's the thing, most of the time, we focus on the wrong things. We think about what could go wrong, what has gone wrong in the past, and we make decisions based on fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being stuck forever. But fear doesn't build, it only paralyzes. You have to ask yourself, what do you really want? Not what seems easy, not what fits into someone else's expectations, but what do you want from your life? Do you want growth? Do you want peace? Do you want to be in control of your own time, your own destiny? Once you get clear on that, everything shifts. You start making decisions from a place of confidence, not hesitation. You stop worrying about what could go wrong and start focusing on what could go right. When you can focus on the vision, not the obstacles, you start creating momentum. Your mind will stop spinning in circles, and you'll be able to take the first step forward. And this isn't just some motivational fluff. This is real. This is neuroscience. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. If you fill it with doubts, you drown out the vision. But if you focus on what's possible, that's when the magic happens. And the best part? You don't need some huge, complex plan to start. You just need one thing, a rule. One rule you commit to every single day. It doesn't have to be massive, but it has to be non-negotiable. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier. It could be working on your passion project for 15 minutes. It could be making a decision without second-guessing yourself, but it has to be something that's yours, something that creates a foundation. You will start proving to yourself that you can count on you, that you can trust yourself to follow through no matter how small the action. And when you show up for yourself, that builds trust. And that trust, it becomes the most powerful tool in your life. Because when you trust yourself, you can achieve anything. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop second-guessing your decisions. You stop sabotaging your success before you even start. You simply act. You do what you said you'd do. And every time you do, your confidence grows. Every time you do, you become the person who shows up and delivers. The person you've always wanted to be. So now that your mind is cleared, your vision is set, and you've started taking action, it's time to create an environment that reflects your new mindset. You've been carrying too much mental baggage for too long, and it's time to clear the physical space as well. A clean space equals a clear mind. If you're surrounded by clutter, your mind will mirror that. The mess in your room, your desk, your car, it's all weighing you down, even if you don't realize it. Every item that doesn't serve you, every piece of unfinished business, is like an invisible anchor, holding you back from the momentum you're building. Start with the basics. Clear your space, not in some obsessive, perfectionist way, but in a way that removes the distractions. When you walk into a room that's organized, your brain feels at ease. You feel a sense of control, and that control spreads into every area of your life. It's not just about a tidy environment, it's about creating peace in your surroundings. And when you create peace around you, you create peace within you. But it doesn't stop there. It's time to clean up your inputs. You have been feeding your mind with information, entertainment, and people who aren't serving your growth. What you consume shapes who you become. Every piece of media, every conversation, every piece of advice you take in, choose it wisely. Don't let yourself get lost in the noise. Don't let the world dictate your thoughts. You get to decide what goes into your mind. You get to choose the messages you let in, so make it count. Are you watching content that inspires you, challenges you, pushes you to grow? Are you surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, who help you move toward your goals? Or are you stuck in cycles that drag you down, that keep you small, that reinforce the fears you're trying to escape? You control your environment, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you stop letting the world shape you and start actively choosing the people, the media, and the experiences that push you forward, you start taking full ownership of your life. And that's when everything begins to shift. You're not waiting for the world to change. You're not waiting for someone to give you permission. You're creating it. You're doing it. And that's how you build the life you've always dreamed of, from the inside out. Now that you've cleared the mental clutter, created the space, and committed to an environment that nurtures your growth, it's time to unlock the most powerful thing you have: momentum. Momentum isn't about having everything figured out. It's not about making massive changes overnight. It's about action. And it's the smallest actions done consistently that create the unstoppable force you need to propel yourself forward. You don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Momentum doesn't wait for the stars to align. It starts with one simple step, just one. The key is to move, no matter how small the action. It could be as simple as getting out of bed the moment your alarm goes off. It could be drinking a glass of water before you check your phone. It could be sending that email you've been putting off, taking that first step toward the goal you've been dreaming about. The power isn't in the size of the action. It's in the fact that you're doing it. You're breaking the cycle of inaction. You're proving to yourself that you don't need to wait to feel ready. You simply need to move. And when you move, your brain starts to shift. Your mindset starts to change. You stop overthinking and start doing. And the more you do, the more you build momentum, and the more momentum you build, the easier it becomes to keep going. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but it picks up speed and power with every single step. The real secret here is not in perfection, but in consistency. The key is small wins, the smallest of wins. They might seem insignificant in the moment. A small task completed, a goal achieved, a promise kept to yourself. But when you stack these small wins on top of each other, they compound. They accumulate into something far greater than the sum of their parts. And with each win, your confidence grows. With each win, you become more aligned with your vision. With each win, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever realized. Think about it. Every time you get up a little earlier than yesterday, every time you make one healthy choice, every time you choose to move forward instead of staying stuck, you are stacking a win. And those wins add up. They create momentum that fuels bigger actions, bigger goals, and a life that aligns with the vision you've been dreaming about. The most dangerous thing you can do is wait for perfection. Perfection is a lie. It doesn't exist, and waiting for it only holds you back. Instead of waiting, focus on the next small win. Make the next step the most important one, because every time you make progress, you get a little closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Now, as you continue to build this momentum, it's time to start thinking bigger. It's time to take control of your identity. Who do you want to become? And more importantly, who are you becoming right now with every single choice you make? Your identity is shaped by the decisions you make in the present. Every action, every thought, every choice either reinforces the person you are now or moves you closer to the person you want to be. The truth is, you don't have to wait for someone else to tell you who you are. You get to decide, you get to define your future self. And it starts with the way you talk to yourself. The voice inside your head has more power over your success than any external factor. That voice determines whether you move forward with confidence or retreat in fear. It determines whether you keep pushing when it gets hard or give up when things aren't going perfectly. It shapes your actions. It shapes your results. So start speaking to yourself like someone you love. Stop the negative self-talk. Stop telling yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. These thoughts only reinforce the belief that you can't achieve your goals. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness, with encouragement, with compassion, you align with the person you're becoming. Every time you tell yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, that you have what it takes, you take another step forward. Every time you stop second-guessing yourself, you reinforce your new identity. And with that new identity comes new behavior, new actions, new results. You see, your identity doesn't come from what you've done in the past. It comes from the choices you make today, right now. You're not the mistakes you made. You're not the failures you experienced. You're not the limitations you thought you had. You are the decisions you make today, the actions you take now. And if you want to change your life, you start by changing the way you see yourself. Every decision you make, whether it's about your health, your relationships, your career, or your goals, is an opportunity to cast a vote for the person you want to become. Choose wisely. The future version of you is waiting for you to take that first step. They're waiting for you to take action, to speak to yourself with love, to build momentum, and to show up consistently. And when you start making decisions from a place of confidence and self-belief, you'll be amazed at how quickly everything starts to change. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about making small, powerful choices that move you forward every single day. It's about building a life that reflects the true you, the version of you who knows their worth, who takes action, who refuses to settle for less than what they deserve. So, what are you waiting for? Today is the day you decide to start building momentum. Today is the day you choose to become the person you've always known you could be. Start now. Make the choice. And watch as everything begins to shift. As you begin to step into your power and create momentum, there's one critical shift you must make. You must stop living as a passenger in your own life and start becoming the driver. Every action you take, every thought you entertain, every choice you make is steering the direction of your life. But too often, we let the outside world dictate where we're going. We let circumstances, people, and past failures define us, leaving us on autopilot, hoping that one day something will change. But here's the truth. Nothing changes until you change. To gain full control of your life, you need to take ownership. Ownership of your choices, your actions, and most importantly, your time. Time is the one resource you'll never get back. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never reclaim. And yet so many of us treat time like it's an unlimited resource, putting things off, procrastinating, or living reactively instead of proactively. But when you realize that time is the most precious thing you have, you'll stop wasting it. You'll stop putting off your dreams. You'll stop telling yourself tomorrow, when you know today is the day to take action. It's time to stop giving your time away to distractions, to things that don't serve your growth. Take back your time. The moment you stop letting the world control your schedule is the moment you take full control of your life. You can't keep waiting for the perfect moment to start your journey. The perfect moment is now. It doesn't matter if you feel ready or not. The best time to act is always right now. So start treating your time like the valuable resource it is. Create boundaries around it. Guard it fiercely. Don't let the noise of the world dictate how you spend your days. Don't let distractions steal your focus. What you choose to do with your time today is what shapes your life tomorrow. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we'll have time later. We convince ourselves that when the kids grow up, when we finish that big project, when we have more money, then we'll take action. But those later moments rarely come. Life doesn't wait. It's up to you to take control right now. And here's where real growth begins, deciding who you want to be today. Who is the person you need to become in order to reach your goals? It's time to stop waiting for some magical moment in the future when you're ready, and start stepping into that person now. You don't need permission from anyone to change. You don't need approval. The only thing you need is the courage to become who you are meant to be. The reason so many people remain stuck is that they don't fully embody the person they need to be to reach their goals. They're waiting for a shift to happen externally, when the truth is, the real shift happens within. You have to become the person who is capable of achieving your dreams. And that transformation starts with a single decision: to act in alignment with the person you want to be. Take action based on who you want to be, not who you are right now. If you want to be fit, start by making healthy choices now. If you want to be successful, start by making decisions that align with success. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Don't wait for the perfect time to make a move. The time is always now. This is where the power of small, deliberate actions comes into play again. It's not about transforming your entire life overnight. It's about becoming the person you need to be, one action at a time. Every small decision you make is a step toward your future self. And that future self is waiting for you to take these steps. You can't just think about who you want to be. You must act like the person you're becoming. Every choice you make today is a vote for the future you. As you step into this new version of yourself, remember this: identity follows action. Your actions don't just shape your life, they shape who you believe yourself to be. When you take action, you reinforce your identity as a person who follows through. You reinforce the belief that you are capable, that you are disciplined, that you are worthy of the life you've been dreaming of. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming the person who shows up consistently, with courage and commitment. When you show up for yourself, you send a message to the universe and to yourself that you are serious about your goals. And that's when the doors begin to open. That's when the opportunities start to appear. That's when everything starts to align. Because you've made the decision to take control. You've made the decision to be the person who takes action, who refuses to wait for the perfect circumstances, who makes things happen regardless of the obstacles. You are the architect of your future, and the blueprint is in your hands. You don't need permission. You don't need more resources. All you need is the decision to take control. All you need is the courage to start. Because when you start, the universe will start moving with you. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? What does your future self look like? And most importantly, what is one thing you can do today to take a step toward that person? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. It always has been. Stop waiting. Stop wondering. Step into your future today. When you start taking ownership of your life, one truth becomes undeniable: you will face resistance. This is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. In fact, it's proof that you're pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, where true growth happens. The resistance you feel isn't there to stop you, it's there to test you. It's a signal that you're getting closer to something bigger, that you're nearing the breakthrough you've been working for. But here's the catch. Most people let resistance stop them before they ever get to the other side. They feel the fear, the discomfort, and they back off, convincing themselves that they're not cut out for this, that it's too hard, or that they'll never make it. But let me tell you this: the discomfort is your ally. It's the fire that refines you. Every time you feel resistance, you're on the verge of a shift. So instead of backing away, lean in. Embrace it. Lean into the fear, the doubt, and the challenges, because that's where the real transformation happens. That's where you find out what you're truly made of. The greatest achievements in life are not given to those who avoid discomfort, but to those who persist through it. When you encounter resistance, it's telling you that you're doing something worthwhile. It's telling you that you're heading in the right direction. Here's the truth. You are stronger than you think. The fear you feel, it's just an emotion. The doubts that creep into your mind, they're just thoughts. They don't control you. You control them. When you push through the discomfort, you show yourself that you can handle more than you ever believed possible. You begin to realize that the only limits are the ones you place on yourself. When you face resistance and choose to continue moving forward, you prove that you are capable of anything. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You'll start to realize that what once seemed impossible is now just another challenge to overcome. The fear that once paralyzed you starts to shrink. The doubts that once held you back lose their power. Because you've learned something priceless, that you are not the victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of them. So when resistance comes, don't look at it as a roadblock. Look at it as an opportunity for growth, for testing your limits, for becoming the person you are meant to be. Every obstacle, every challenge, every moment of doubt is an invitation to rise higher. And with each challenge you overcome, you gain more confidence, more strength, more belief in yourself. But even when you push through resistance, there's one thing that will help you keep going: your vision. Without a clear vision of where you're going, resistance will feel like an endless fight. It will drain your energy, make you question everything, and convince you to quit. But when you have a strong, clear vision of the life you want to create, you'll keep moving forward no matter what. Your vision isn't just a daydream. It's a promise you make to yourself. It's a destination that pulls you forward. When you can clearly see where you're going, resistance loses its grip. You start to understand that every step you take, no matter how hard it feels, is one step closer to the life you're building. The discomfort becomes a small price to pay for the massive rewards that lie ahead. So, create a vision that excites you. Create a vision that makes you feel alive, a vision that ignites your passion. When your vision is clear, it becomes your anchor. It keeps you grounded and focused. No matter how turbulent the journey gets, it reminds you why you're doing this in the first place, and that's the fuel you need to keep going. But here's the thing, your vision is worthless without action. Vision is the starting point, but action is the vehicle that gets you there. You can dream all you want, but dreams without action are just fantasies. It's the consistent, deliberate action that moves you closer to your goal, even when you don't feel like it, even when resistance is high, even when doubt tries to creep in. You must act, and you must act now. If you wait for the perfect time, or for motivation to strike, you'll be waiting forever. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to take action, to act on the vision you've created for yourself. Every single day you show up, you are building momentum toward your vision, step by step, even when it feels hard, even when you don't have all the answers. The action is what counts. And as you take action, make sure you're taking intentional action. Focus on the actions that will move you closer to your goal, not the ones that will distract you. This requires focus, discipline, and above all, a commitment to showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you feel like giving up. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. They push through the discomfort. They continue taking action even when the results aren't immediate. They keep their vision in front of them and let it fuel them through the tough times. This is what success is: the willingness to act, to push through resistance, to stay consistent, and to keep going even when you don't see immediate results. You may not see the progress right away, but every step you take is laying the foundation for the life you want to create. And eventually, you'll look back and realize that all those small steps added up to something monumental. So don't let resistance stop you. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Embrace the discomfort, lean into the challenges, and keep your vision clear. With every step you take, you are becoming the person who refuses to quit. You are becoming the person who does what it takes no matter what. And that is the person who will ultimately win. That is the person who will create the life they've always dreamed of. Every time you step forward in the face of resistance, every time you make a decision to take action despite the discomfort, you're building something incredibly powerful: your resilience. Resilience is what keeps you going when the path gets tough. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to push through the failures, and to rise stronger after every fall. This quality is not something you are born with. It's something you forge through experience, through the very challenges that try to break you. You see, resilience doesn't just make you tougher. It makes you unshakable. The more you go through, the stronger you become. But it's not just about surviving. It's about thriving in the midst of adversity. Resilience isn't about ignoring the pain, the disappointment, or the struggles. It's about facing them head on, embracing the discomfort, and using it as fuel to propel you forward. Because every challenge you face teaches you something. Every failure offers a lesson. And every setback is an opportunity to build your mental and emotional strength. Here's the truth: life will knock you down. It will test you. It will throw challenges your way, and some of them will feel insurmountable. But it's how you respond that will determine your success. The people who achieve greatness aren't the ones who have avoided pain. They are the ones who have learned to rise every time they fall. They've learned that no matter how hard things get, they can take another step. They can fight through it, and more importantly, they can learn from it. But resilience doesn't come from just enduring. It comes from embracing the struggle. When you understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, your perspective shifts. You stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. When you're resilient, you don't just survive the storm, you dance in the rain. You thrive in the chaos. You learn to trust that no matter what life throws at you, you will always find a way to move forward. Now, resilience requires more than just mental strength. It requires emotional strength too. Many people overlook the importance of managing their emotions in the face of adversity. But your emotions can either propel you forward or hold you back. Fear, frustration, anger, they're all natural human emotions, but they can become a heavy anchor if you let them control you. Resilience isn't about denying your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's about acknowledging your fears and doubts and then choosing to move forward regardless of them. When you can control your emotions, you free yourself from being a slave to your circumstances. You realize that no matter how tough things get, you always have a choice in how you react. You can choose to stay calm under pressure, to keep your head clear when everyone else is losing theirs. You can choose to stay focused, to keep your eyes on the prize even when the journey feels impossible. That emotional control is what separates those who thrive from those who crumble. So, start practicing emotional resilience today. When things don't go according to plan, when the unexpected happens, take a step back. Don't react impulsively. Breathe. Give yourself a moment of clarity, and then ask yourself, how can I use this situation to grow? What can I learn from this? How can I move forward with strength and grace? This shift in perspective is the difference between being knocked down by life and using life's challenges to become even stronger.